Hey everyone, my name's Kaylee from the Denver Destiny team, and today I'm just going to be going over how we create a cause venture idea from one of our positive psychology sheets. And so here's one of the sheets that I opened up just randomly. I haven't looked over it or anything yet. And I'm just going to go over, reading over the sheet, completing the activity, brainstorming how I'm going to create a cause venture from it, and then doing the model and doing like a mock-up drawing of it. If you don't know what a cause venture is, it's basically how we create an idea for a business based on a need from one of these positive psychology sheets. And so it'll make a lot more sense as I go through it, but there's also videos on our YouTube channel if you want to look at those as well. So we're just going to start here with the universal needs inventory. The nonviolent communication aims to reduce forms of hostile communication and provides a framework for developing an empathetic way of communicating with the self and with others. In essence, the NVC is about communicating our needs and listening to what other people need. NVC assumes that feelings emerge from the fulfillment or lack of fulfillment of personal needs. Therefore, after identifying feelings present in a given moment, the next step is to clarify which needs are satisfied and which are not. In the 4-step NVC process, see the tool 4-step nonviolent communication process, the personal need of the individual is identified. According to the NVC framework, certain universal needs are common to all human beings. Beside essential requirements for survival needs, such as air, food, sleep, and the like, all humans across all cultures are assumed to share some basic needs: connection, autonomy, purpose, safety, and respect. To flourish and lead meaningful and fulfilling lives. This tool provides an overview of the most common basic needs, and many serve as a helpful tool for clients to detect and communicate their needs. So the goal of this tool is to provide an overview of the most common basic needs. This overview offers a language to communicate personal needs, and it may serve as a helpful tool for clients who aim to identify and communicate their personal needs. So some advice for this activity: the following inventory of needs is neither exhaustive nor definitive. While needs are universal, the words in the inventory are simply words, and different people may use different words to convey a perceived need. The practitioner needs to realize that the expression of needs is not a science, but art that clients cultivate for themselves. As clients develop their vocabulary of needs, the object is not to achieve correctness, but to deepen awareness. It is important to distinguish the basic needs listed in this tool from more specific wants and desires that generate the strategies specific to time, place, persons, or actions by which we fulfill needs. These strategies and solutions are expressed through the 4-step and NVC process. Note that the number of needs in this inventory is rather extensive compared to the number of needs identified by other frameworks. For instance, according to the self-determination theory, there are only 3 basic needs: autonomy, relatedness, and competence. While the latter 3 basic needs may have been subject to more empirical research, the list included in this tool may be practically relevant because it allows for a more detailed and specific translation of personal experiences. After all, narrowing the wide spectrum of feelings down to only 3 basic needs is unlikely to reflect the complex and dynamic inner world of clients. So that just kind of goes over like the purpose and what we're looking at with the activity itself. Here are the references that they used to create this. They used a model for nonviolent communication, a nonviolent communication, a language of life, and then self-determination theory and facilitation of intrinsic motivation, social development, and well-being from the American Psychologist. Alright, so I'm going to go down here. I'm just going to look at the universal needs inventory. These are the instructions. Rosenberg defined the concept of needs as follows. Needs can be thought of as a resource life requires to sustain itself. For example, our physical well-being depends on our needs for air, water, rest, and food being fulfilled. Our psychological and spiritual well-being is enhanced when our needs for understanding, support, honesty, and meaning are fulfilled. As I'm defining needs, all human beings have the same needs. Regardless of our gender, education level, religious beliefs, or nationality, we have the same needs. Simply put, a need is necessary for an individual to live a healthy and happy life. On the next page, you will find an overview of the most common needs. Please note the overview is neither exhaustive nor definitive. The goal of this overview is to serve as a starting point to support you in the process of self-discovery and to facilitate greater understanding and connection between you and other people. Alright, so here is the overview of the most common needs. You have the different types of connections, peace, honesty, You got autonomy, physical well-being, play, meaning, all of that. I'm not going to read through all of them. But, there is a lot that you hear that humans need: community, communication, companionship, compassion, empathy, intimacy, hope. You need all those kind of things to continue to further to live. So since this doesn't have like a physical activity, it's more of an overview of the inventory. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part, where we're going to start looking at what it would take to build a cause venture off of this. So I'm going to go right here to our brainstorming. I'm just going to put ideas for business. So based on the universal inventory, like it said, this is used to kind of identify how to communicate, or like how somebody would communicate what they need. And I feel like a lot of this is like really good as a type of counseling app. So there are a lot of counseling apps out there where you talk to a counselor. But I feel like there's not a lot of like apps out there that involves like they do a lot of bullet journaling now, and there's a lot of meditation services, and there's a lot of yoga services. There's different types of things like that, but there's nothing that kind of combines it into fulfilling your needs. And so I think it'd be really cool if there was an app where you could take a quiz. And this could be, a quiz designed to kind of highlight what you identify as your basic needs, or this could be you going through and selecting what you believe your basic needs are. And then it can like break down what is the biggest importance in your life. So like creating categories for those needs, kind of like how it was here on the inventory. Like this is all under autonomy, but if you really value freedom and you really value spontaneity, like those are both under autonomy, so you'd have like more autonomy than you would say play. And so you can see like the categories of your life. And then it could you could start to see what is most important to you and how you can kind of grow from that. And I think it's important that we identify with ourselves to be able to really further, our personal lives. And so now that you have you've taken the quiz and it's created these categories for you, maybe it can do suggested activities to fulfill these needs. And there are things on here let's see. I was trying to see if there's anything self-loving or inspiration kind of thing right here. That kind of thing. A sense of purpose, things like that. And so I feel like the suggested activities would be outside of your normal round of what you expect from a type of counseling idea. It's not fully counseling. I'm just thinking of your own self-help, mental health kind of thing. And so activities could be things like I see a lot of communication, cooperation, companionship, compassion, that kind of thing on here. So the activities to fill those kind of needs would be things like social events. And maybe it could pull social events in your area. So that way you can see oh, there is a couples cooking class and I feel like there's not enough companionship between me and my partner. I feel like that needs to kind of grow, and that shows on your categories, or you selected it. A lot of spontaneity could also go from that. Different types of social events, different things like that. Of course, air, food, movement, exercise, that kind of thing. So maybe you get really overwhelmed and you need that peace and you need that exercise and you need that type of clarity. Then it could be trails near your house, that kind of thing. So I'll put nearby outdoor areas, nearby outdoor I'm just gonna put areas. I'm trying to think of like not like a national forest or like trails, hiking, things like that, but being like, hey, here's a well-known area to picnic. Here's a really good place to camp for a night, like that kind of thing. And then things like discovery, creativity. Also looking at like possibly giving you like maybe you are lacking a lot in creativity. You're a very creative person. I'm a very creative person. And I just always have a lot going on, but a lot of times people have a creative want and they don't have a creative outlet and they don't know what to do, and so it'd be really cool if it's like, here are DIY videos. Like, you say you want to paint, but you don't know how to paint. Here's a really cool, like, splatter art thing. Like, it doesn't take precision and skill, but it's still fun. Like, filling up balloons with paint and, taping them to a canvas and throwing darts at them would be a great, like, expression of oneself, great creativity, a really fun thing to do. It could also involve other people, so you have your companionship, you have, your bonding and your love, and all of that all in one. And so those kind of things. And also like it would have the breakdown. And so then like you would be able to see like this fills this need. And so you'd have like a pie chart of your categories, and it would kind of like shade in. So say like my categories would be like 54% companionship and like 36%, creativity or something. And so like I was like, oh, I did the balloon thing, and that fills in a little bit of both, because I did the blue thing with my boyfriend, or I did the balloon thing with my friends, and they came over and we, sat outside and made s'mores because we did the cooking and we did the food necessity. And then we, threw paint covered tennis balls at a tarp, like that kind of thing. And then I feel like it also can include a journaling aspect. So you can talk about like, oh, this is what we did, this is why I liked it, this is how I felt afterwards, this is how I felt like this like improved my life, or how I didn't like it and why I don't want to do that again and where I'm going to go from that. Also helps you kind of keep track on like scheduling. So like if you want to, you can create a calendar. You can input your own personal life. You can put the events. Like you can so that way if you see an event that you like, say like the couples cooking is in town, and you select it, it pops up on your calendar, and then you can sync it with like a Google Calendar, an Apple Calendar, or whatever. Like I have a personal app for my work, and it puts in my shifts, and so if I connected that, then it would be like, okay, you get off work at 5 p.m. and cooking is at 6:30. So that would like it all fills in, and it fills in a nice like chronological view. So that's kind of like my whole idea, just like a basic run through of a quick brainstorm session of how I would create something from this type of overview. Just fulfilling these needs that you have. So after that, we kind of look at our functionalities and features of an app. Not only why are we creating it and like what is the business going to do for people, but like how is the app going to work? How is the website going to work? How is the business going to function? Like that kind of thing. One of the biggest things here is obviously push notifications. I love push notifications. I feel like every app needs them, so I always put it. Another really good thing is going to be like social media integration, being able to share events. So like say you see this thing on a calendar and you want to share that to your Instagram. Be like, hey, which of you guys do you want to come do this with me? Another really good thing I think is going to be like the calendar aspect. Being able to, for a app to be able to filter in what is coming up and what is already passed. And of course a search engine of some type. Being able to, say like I feel a really creative need today, and I want to search for pottery in my area, or search for pottery DIY, or search for paint, whatever. Like you can just type in paint in the search bar, and I'll be like, oh, do you want to go to this painting class in your area, or do you want to throw some tennis balls at a piece of paper, like that kind of thing. Trying to think of any other features and functionalities that just come to me right off the top of my head. One of my favorite ones that I use a lot is offline capabilities. I think that it's really fun to download that because, like, say you did decide you want to go on this camping trip, but you don't know if you're going to have service out there, so you, like, download the location and, like, the specifics. Or you are able to journal offline, kind of like how, Google Docs, you can go offline, and then once you get back on internet, it'll resync with everything and upload it to your actual drive. It can be like that kind of thing. You journaled offline, but then whenever you get back around everything else, it uploads to the app. That kind of thing. So I think those are really great. So we've done, the brainstorming, and we've done the features and functionality. And so after this, what we usually move to is called a business model canvas. And I'm going to open that one up next. And I'm actually going to download this so that way we can edit it. Alright, so this is a business model canvas. If you've never used one before, it just goes over the different parts of running a business, and I'm just going to fill it out so that way it kind of gives you more of a chance to really think through your business, because I'm literally just, coming up with ideas as I go and kind of fleshing it out, and so this really helps you consider all the aspects of a business. So we're going to start with the customer segments over here. If I can pick up the text box and move it. There we go. Customer segments. Your customer segments are just the type of people that you're going to target, basically. In my understanding. So my customer segments are, really anybody. But I guess the people that you specifically be looking for are people... I'm looking for people that are more mindful, because, if people are, not in the place in their life where they're very mindful about what they need and, the different types of need versus just, oh, I have a roof over my head and I have food, but, more, creative and mental needs. And then, really just anybody looking to increase aspects of their life. It doesn't just have to be people that like yoga. It doesn't just have to be people that want to paint. It doesn't have to be people that want to cook. This is anybody. Every person has, these needs, and you need to fulfill them. It's just people that are in a place in their life where they're ready to take on that extra challenge. Then that's kind of what this is designed for. And after that, I really just copy and paste this box so I don't have to keep redrawing it and all that stuff. So next we're going to do the value propositions, which is why we're creating this. Because you have to have a why behind your business. So for us, this is... I just said that this is to help people improve upon their daily life and fulfill their basic needs in an easy and structured way. Because a lot of times people set goals for themselves, set things that they know they need to do, things that they want to do, and they just don't know where to start. And that's the hardest part about improving your life and improving the way that you live, is definitely just trying to figure out where to start and what to do next. So next we're going to go down here to the channels. And this is just how people are going to find out about business. How are they going to find out what's going on, how we're going to get them engaged. So social media is a really big one, and online marketing. So, whether, there's ads on Google, you get sponsored by somebody, you get an influencer to do this, you get your own Instagram, that kind of thing. Those are all great ways to advertise. Another really good one that I think would be great would be putting it in areas that people are already improving upon your life. So like counseling centers and yoga or meditation studios. And then, I am misspelling all sorts of stuff. I think faster than I type. And then gyms. I feel like these are all areas that people are more open to improvement upon their life, and like they have more free time. Not saying other people don't want to improve upon their life, but when you're a college student that works 2 jobs and is trying to get an internship, that is not exactly the time for you to be figuring out, oh, when can I go hiking so I can find my centerpiece. Like it's not a good time. And I get that. I totally get that. Alright, so we're going to go to our customer relationships next, and this is really just how are we going to engage with our customers, how are we going to give them what they need. So, to me, that is always online chat, for accounts, for tech. I think it would be really great if we had some type of counselor, lifestyle coach, someone on board that was going to actually talk to the clients whenever they felt stuck. They'd be like, I've gone to so many, events this week and I still feel lonely. I still don't feel like I have any companionship, like that kind of thing. How do I fix that? I think it would be good if there's someone there to help them. So I'm going to kind of make that a separate bullet point. I'm just going to put coaches to help personalize problems. So that way, they don't feel like this is just, all right, you sign in, you get your recommendations, you go do it. And then if you feel lost, sucks. You didn't, whatever. I want people to feel like we're engaged and we're helping them. And then I think another really great way is going to be interactive social media. So I love social media that, like if we were posting events, like have you wanted to have more companionship? There's this great like friends date night thing, like the speed dating where you can make new friends, like that kind of thing. If like those were posted on the social media, like who's going, and like people comment and be like, oh, can't wait to see you there, like, and like good interactive social media is another way for people to know that like we're out there giving them ideas, giving them reasons, possibly showing up, at the stuff ourselves. It really helps customers feel like we're involved in the things that we're actually creating. Alright, so the next one we're going to do is the revenue streams. How are we getting our money? Primarily from subscriptions, of course. If you want to talk to a coach, if you want to have a specialized outline, if you want to have like any of those types of capabilities, like a free subscription would be more like you can see the list of inventory, you can journal, and you can create your own calendar, but you don't get like all the personalized stuff, you don't get like the extra bits. So the subscription would give you access to everything, access to offline capabilities as well. Secondarily, I think another one would be like events. I think that it'd be really cool as a company to host our own events, to, say like, oh, like I live in an area where they don't do a ton of like these learn to cook with a famous chef, or let's all do a big paint night, or like things like that. Like I live near a major university, so the university does them, but the city doesn't. And so it'd be cool if there was a company that was like, hey, every Friday night if you come by our building, we're gonna have an event. This week will be a companionship event, and next week will be a peaceful event, and, 1 week will be a food event, and 1 week will be a joy event, like that kind of thing. And so, paying to come to those events, or like bundling that with a subscription, those would be really good ways to find a revenue stream. And then possibly offering out services. Services for other businesses. So, they do those corporate retreats, they do things like that. And so, like, being able to find cooperation and communication for a business would be a really good way to offer a service. So after that, we're going to go on to the key activities. And the key activities are just the main things that we're going to be doing to keep the business going, to provide what we said we're going to provide. So our key activities are going to be resourcing events and suggesting to customers, hosting events that are unique to the area, because you don't want to offer something that someone else is offering. I want to say like outsourcing services, so that way, like, if you have, like some type of party thing that you want to like outsource this kind of thing for, create your own type of retreat. Say you own a yoga studio and you want to create your own type of retreat for your clients, like that kind of thing. Those are great ways to offer what we have to customers and like how we're going to keep that going. So after that, we're going to look at our key resources. And this is just how we're going to get what we need. So for the most part, the main service, the basic idea, you just need tech. That's the only resource you need, and employees. But since I'm talking about hosting events, you need supplies for events and some type of like company building. So those would be like our resources. Like that's how we get the things that we need. That one is pretty simple. And then we're going to go on to our key partners. Who are we going to partner with? And to me, it starts out with influencers on social media. Always a good idea to partner with them because that's the fastest way to get anyone to learn about your business. Businesses that we're going to outsource for. So just if we're doing a company retreat, if we're offering something in a yoga studio for a client, that kind of thing. And then of course I said like experts for events. Like I said, like cooking with a famous chef. You get somebody from your state that does fairly well, or like this really nice restaurant, like seeing if you can get one of the chefs there to come teach a class. Those kind of things. That would be another type of key partner. All right, and the last one is going to be our cost structure. It's going to be how we're spending our money. You got to think about as a business, how we're getting our money, how are we spending our money. So, of course, the most expensive thing, in my opinion, would be the events. So, any type of guests, supplies, and then, of course, the building. That's the main reason we have the building, is for events. And then secondary would be our employees. And a tertiary is if we do end up having to, in any way, pay for our tech regularly, or even the first time. So this is a completed business model, just running through it really fast. I wasn't going too deep into detail because it is a new idea and I haven't really completely dove into all of it, but this is a really good basis of what it would be. So we're going to save this. And then I'm going to close out of that, and we're going to go on to creating a idea of what it would look like. So I actually use canva.com for most of my stuff to kind of design the look for everything. And so I opened up like a poster kind of thing to just have an idea of how we're going to design it, because we're not making the prototype right now. We're just making what we think it would look like, and the whole idea around everything. So with more time we'd probably have a really good idea for the name, but just a basic name. We could do, let's see, you get your universal needs inventory. So I'm just going to put something like fulfill your needs. If I learned how to spell ever. And that's just like a cute little opening page, you know? And so that would be like the first thing that you would see when it open up. And then you would see like this kind of thing. Oops. We're going to move this up here and do the take the quiz. And we're going to add in a little button. Let's actually put take the quiz on the button, and we'll put we're going to downsize that. So we're going to put take the quiz here, and then I'm actually going to add in a something that looks just like this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Cooperating with this is sometimes difficult. There we go. Alright. Create another one of these down here. And just put the sign up and the login. Because if you've already done the quiz, you're not going to want to do it again. And you should stay signed in, but just in case you don't, we're going to create this. Alright, so there's that. There's that first part. So you take the quiz or you sign up and you log in. And then after that, we're going to create this little situation. Don't know why my computer is really fighting me today. I just want to delete this box. There we go. Alright, and I'm actually going to get rid of this and create a different type of background. You want variety, you don't want to see the same thing over and over again. So we're going to do... And we're going to go here, we're going to do a pie chart. I'm just looking for what I think would be a cute little pie chart to put on here. Maybe they'll have one on here that I like a little bit more. I don't love the backgrounds on them, you know, I just want the pie chart. This is cute. I like this situation here. Alright. And I can change the percentage if I wanted to. So we could do like 40% whatever there. And I probably am not going to add this up correctly to, you know, 100. We'll say there's like a 16% there, so we're at 56. Put one down here. And then we'll do one more, which that should be at 16% left. I'm going to see if I can change the color of this to a purple. Yep, alright. Put this one down here, and then like maybe we would add like a thing that says, we'll probably just add like some type of I'm gonna change the font, but like I honestly like that better for all of this. I probably play with the fonts like a little bit more, you know. If I had like more time, but I don't want to take up everybody's time to like play around and find everybody's fonts, so we're just gonna put in these basic fonts. And then we're gonna put this over here and put like, you're lacking, you know, compassion, or this is one of like your most important needs to you. And then like 16% companionship. Or like I could put more like emotion, and it would kind of dive into, like once you click on it, dive into like the thing that we see that you like the most is compassion. Like that kind of thing. Put like creativity, and then like joy, that kind of thing. And so like this is the kind of thing that you would get. And then from that, you would get more of a suggestion area. I kind of want to use this color for the background of this. And put that up here. And then, you know, like, this would be like things that you could actually click on, that you could add to your calendar, that kind of thing, and expand upon. But just like so we can get an idea. That is not what I meant to type in, but I'm glad I understood. Say there's a cooking class. Let's say oops, I don't want that one. Let's do the painting. Let's do camping. Just like, I'm just throwing out like basic activities that, you know, I've already mentioned a couple times, just to give you like an idea of what I was thinking when I mean like activities that we can do. And of course, like these, you know, you'll click on them, it'll have a whole explanation, it'll talk about where it is, when it is, if like, you know, something like this. That kind of thing. And then like also you could click and add it to your calendar. So that's kind of like what it would look like for your activity thing. Be like, oh, I want to paint, and then click on that. Final thing that I'm going to add to this is going to be the calendar. I was trying to think about what background color I would want on there. I think I'm just going to leave it the blue. Into like upcoming events. Let's see what we have here for a calendar. It'd probably be something more like, let's see. Because I like it whenever they're little, like Trader Joe's bars like this. And we do like, let's say I synced everything up with my like Google Calendar or whatever. And then we put like and you can like select like the next 3 days, the next 7 days, like that kind of thing. And then like these would probably have like the name of the class. Once you click on it, you can like kind of see the location, or like it'll pop up like the original thing that would have popped up as well whenever you clicked on the picture. So that's what this would look like. And then of course there is the option of being able to open a journal or like select your own activities as well away from this. But this is just the basic idea that I had for it, and this is kind of what it would look like. And that's what it looks like to make a cause venture from the original activity. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed seeing it from start to finish, but this is what it looked like until we actually started making a full-on prototype, which I'm not going to be doing today. Just please keep your eye out, and we're going to post a couple more of these and just keep giving out more information from McY, so check out all of our social media, and I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon. Thank you.